Hello, my beautiful ladies. All right, so welcome back to another Transformation Thursday. I'm so excited to be bringing these to you all. And today I'm actually going to be talking about Google. So it was going to be a live Q&A. I asked for your questions, and one of the ladies that's actually currently taking my website course had some questions about Google. And so I'm like, great idea. Let's just make it all about Google today, because I know for a lot of us, that's a sticking point, and I want to help you get unstuck. So, my lovely lady from the Happy Hot Mess Helpers, she had said, do any of the podcasts address Google reviews? Which some do, but off the top of my head, I was like, you know what? We'll just do this live about Google. How to get them, how to ask for them. Is it okay to ask after the fact? As in, now that she's got her Google profile going, can she ask clients from over the past year for a review? So, absolutely. But we will get into it and I will tell you exactly how to go about it. So then you're still curating the relationship with your client and it's helpful. And you may even get some more sessions out of it, actually. So, first, where do you find your Google review? I know for me, when I first started, we had an actual app called Google My Business, which was very helpful. Well, now they've taken that away. So if you are ever like, I know I created a Google profile, I know I have my Google business, where is it? It is actually in your Google Maps app. Down at the bottom right, there is a little button that looks like a house. If you click that, that will take you straight into your profile. The other place that you can find it is if you go in and you're on Google, you can literally just put in the words my business and then scroll down and it'll say you have these businesses and then you can click go to profile. So that's where you can find it if you've created it and you weren't sure how to get back to it. So let's talk about completing your profile. Okay. So when you go to complete your profile, first, you want to make sure in your description that you are talking to your person, your ideal client, which is either you a few years ago or it's the person that you would love to have a cup of coffee with. And it lights you up to help those people. Because when you talk to one, you can talk to many. But when you talk to many, no one is going to understand what you're saying because you're not talking to one specific person. So make sure that you are talking to your ideal client in a way that's going to touch on a few of their pain points and let them know that you are the answer to helping them with those pain points. So also, you want to put the FAQs on there. There's a spot for you to put, I think, commonly asked questions or information. There's also a place for you to put your services, and you can actually duplicate your services in the products area. So you've got it in two separate places. That way, if someone's looking, they can find it in both places. Plus, it helps your SEO. Then you would definitely want to make sure you have your phone number on there. That way, if someone wants to just call you straight through the Google profile, they can. We want to take down as many barriers as possible between our clients finding us and them actually connecting with us. Then, let's see. So now let's talk about some reviews, okay? Because I know this is a big point for a lot of us. So in the beginning, when you're first getting started and you're like, I just need a handful of reviews on my Google page and on my Google profile, think about a few people in your life that you have either helped somehow, maybe they were a previous coworker, that can give you character references, because the point of the reviews is so that when people find you, they can look at and see what other people's experience has been with you. It does not have to be someone that you have specifically decluttered or organized for. Maybe you've done some cleaning sessions for them. They could still leave you a review. Maybe it's a coworker that you went above and beyond to help them in whatever area. And so they are willing to give you a 5-star review and say, Samantha is super trustworthy. She shows up on time at work. She goes above and beyond for her, for whatever it is that she's doing, whatever they can put. Now, they don't have to put those words. They could just give you the 5-star review, but it is helpful for them to put at least a few sentences about the type of person you are and the positive things that they are willing to say about you. So that way, anyone else that finds your profile is able to look and be like, oh, she's a hard worker. She's trustworthy, especially in the beginning. So then, once you have those first few reviews, right? When should you send the actual request when you're working with clients? So, of course, you can do this whenever you would like. But for me, I love to wait until it's a session that my client is like, oh my gosh, you're amazing. I love this. This is fantastic. Ideally, if went that day as you're leaving, you can ask them, hey, do you mind to give me a 5-star review on my Google profile? It really helps me grow and it helps other people know that they can trust me and that I do good work. So you want to make sure to get them ideally when they are in the most excited and they love what you've done for them, because then they're more likely to give you a 5-star review. The other thing that I want to mention is no matter when you ask for it, you want to specifically say, do you mind giving me a 5-star review? This is how I've gotten, I think I'm on 50 something now, 5-star reviews, because I specifically ask. I don't just say, because for instance, on Google, if you go to the share or get more reviews button, I think it says, and you go to share that, it automatically puts in there, like for me, Love, Laugh, Organize would like a review on the job they did essentially or something. And it's very, we would love your feedback. Well, that's not telling them, that's giving them a chance to, be like, well, it's maybe a 3 or a 4. So what I do is I actually either ask them in person or once I leave, I send them a text and say, hey, do you mind giving me a 5-star review? If I send you the link for my Google, it really helps my business grow. I would really appreciate it. Then I wait for them to respond and say, of course, I would love to give you a 5-star review. Then I send the link. I don't send all the info that it automatically tries to say. I just send the link and say, here's where you can give me a 5-star review. I appreciate you so much. Make sure that you ask for what it is that you're wanting, which is a 5-star review. All right. Now, the previous client thing. So here are my thoughts on this. If you have worked with previous clients and either you didn't ask for a review or you got busy or you maybe sent the link and they never actually, responded to it, or in the case of Miss Happy Hot Mess Helpers, she's worked with clients, but she's just now getting her Google profile ready to go. For those instances, it's a perfect opportunity to check back in with your previous clients to see, hey, how's that kitchen that we decluttered? Is it functioning for you correctly? Or, hey, I wanted to check in with you. I know it's been 6 months since we worked together, but when we worked together, you had mentioned that you needed to do your kids' room or your craft room. So I just wanted to check back in with you and see how are things going that we've done previously, or, hey, I wanted to check back in with you, because that stands out to people when they're like, oh, like I've just in passing mentioned that I wanted to do my kitchen. She remembered that from 6 months ago or a year ago. It reminds them of who you are, what you've done for them. Wait for them to respond to you and say like, oh, I love it, or there's been a few things I've needed to tweak. Then you could even say, hey, I don't mind one bit to hop on a call with you and answer some questions if that would help. Or if you would like to do another session, I am more than happy to come do another session with you to help you. But at some point, once they respond, that's whenever I would say, hey, I just got my Google profile ready to go. And as a business, it really helps my business grow. Would you mind leaving me a 5-star review? So first check in with them, see how things are going with the job you did. wait for them to respond, and then ask for the 5-star review. All right. So the other tips for ranking with your Google, right? And these are with everything, your Facebook, your Google, all the stuff, but specifically Google. So when you go to create your post in Canva, up at the top where it said, like, let's say you chose to do a template and it'll say like pink feminine template or something, YouTube thumbnail. In that writing, you actually want to put in there kitchen decluttering in Knoxville, Tennessee, or organizing session in Halls, Tennessee, or like whatever, like what you did for that before and after that you're trying to create, or for that fact, whatever it is that you're trying to make that photo of for a post. You want to make sure to name it. It's the only way for the internet, for Google, to know what that photo is of. So whenever you tell it, kind of like back in the day when we would take our photos and we'd flip them over, and on the back we would write what, beach trip 1984 or something. Whenever you want to make sure to do that with your posts, with your, before and after photo, whatever you're creating in Canva, you want to make sure to name it there, because that is what lets Google know when you take that and then post it on Google or on Facebook or wherever you're posting that thing. It lets the algorithm know, oh, this is a photo of a kitchen decluttering in Knoxville, Tennessee, or whatever the photo is of. Just make sure to use some of those SEO words of what it is and where it is. So definitely make sure to do that, because that is the only way to help the algorithms of Instagram, Facebook, all the things know what it is. But it also helps you on the back end keep everything organized in your Google Drive. Like, I even have a folder that says before and afters 2022, before and afters 2023. So once I create those, because I use the same template, so whenever like I rename it, I put in there like kitchen declutter, the before and after photo. I download that to my computer. But then because I'm still using that same template, well, then I'm going to rename it again for the next photo that's maybe of a craft room that was done in, Cairns or whatever the details are. But each time you download it, it's going to download it with that title. So the other thing with Google is you can create posts. Like, of course, you can put photos. Definitely put your photos that you've created in Canva. Also, though, they have a spot where you can create posts of any deals that you are currently running. And I use this a lot when I was first getting started, of, a Valentine's Day special, or like right now you could create in Canva just a quick little like voucher looking photo that says spring decluttering session, $50 off your first session, and then put the information in as the post. And then that way, when people come to your Google profile, they'll see, oh, my first session. Just make sure to put a date that it expires, like through April the 30th or whatever date, 2024. Make sure to put an expiration date, because I actually had a lady that found one that I had done, I think on like Thumbtack or something. It was like a year later. I could totally forgotten about it. But of course, I still honored that deal because she found it and she's like, hey, it says right here that I get 15% off of every session. I was very generous with my deals back then. Now I know to put on there that it's, a specific amount or percentage, but for the first session. Just make sure to do that. Okay. Also, any reviews that you get on Facebook, okay, if you've got a business profile on Facebook, it will show up with your Google profile once you get, and I think, don't hold me to this, but I think it's 5 reviews on each. So once you get 5 reviews on Google and 5 reviews on your Facebook business page, then it'll start to show up. If it doesn't, then you can look and see there may be a way to link it. But the way to link it essentially is you want to make sure, of course, that your website is on your Google profile, which that's a given. But on your website, you want to make sure that your Facebook business page, your socials are linked on the website. Then on the Google profile, you also want to make sure to link your socials. So then all of a sudden, the internet, the algorithm is like, oh, well, this website, it goes to this Facebook business page, like it'll connect it for you. But you've got to give it time. That's one of the things that, and you've got to get some reviews on both things. Like for me right now, when you go to my Google page, it shows up. And if you put in like love, laugh, organize just on Google, it's going to show you my reviews on Home Advisor from back in the day, Thumbtack, Yelp, my Find My Organizer, like all of the places. And you want to be on as many places as you can online, because all of those are going to show up underneath your Google profile, which help you to look more legitimate as a business. All right. And then two more quick things. If you are struggling with reviews coming through, so sometimes with Google, you will like send someone a link and they'll be like, oh, I sent a review through, it didn't go through. Or you'll see a review pop up and then the, algorithm or whatever will take it back down because it got flagged somehow. So there's a few ways to get around that. Sometimes you could ask them to use someone else's, like their husband's phone or their kid's phone, to leave the review. Also have them make sure that they are on their personal profile. Because if there's someone that has a business and they're on their business page profile and they're trying, sometimes that'll flag it. The other thing is that if they have not verified their Google in their email, when they set up their original Google email, there's a verification process, I guess. And some people haven't verified their email. So sometimes that flags it. There's a lot of different things that can flag it. But my point in telling you this is, don't think it's just you or that, something's wrong. Sometimes it takes time. Sometimes they have to leave it a second time. And then sometimes you have to actually go into your Google profile, go to the help and support and send an email and say, hey, I was trying to get reviews. I'm trying to build this for my business. Why are my reviews not showing up? And they will respond. It may take them 24 to 48 hours, but they will get back to you. So, as with everything we do, I just wanted to remind you, it is like everything we do in business. You are building the foundation. It is 1000% worth taking the time to put your energy and effort into creating your Google and creating it correctly and putting that time and effort in to get that foundation good. And then planting the seeds of posting on there. Anytime you go to post on Facebook or Instagram, pop it over on Google too. Just make it super simple and easy. Just be using the profile, sharing to get reviews, all the things. And I actually, speaking of, there's one thing I forgot to mention. With the reviews specifically, when someone sends you a review, make sure to reply to every single review that is sent to you and reply to it with SEO heavy words. So you don't want to make the whole thing a bunch of SEO words, and you want it to be what you actually did, because they will see it. Like they'll see the response that you gave. But I always put something like, thank you, Ebony. It was such a pleasure working with you. I loved helping you declutter and organize your kitchen. I can't wait to help you declutter your kids' playroom. It was so much fun putting the labels on the containers. I love helping my clients in Knoxville, Tennessee. So something like that, where it's still a few sentences, it's still, it still makes sense as a reply to a client, but it also has those SEO words in there. So that helps you to keep ranking for those SEO words in your area. So back to my last point. It takes time. Build your foundation. Keep replying to those reviews. Keep, putting posts up. Put a deal or two up once in a blue moon. Go through and make sure your wording's correct. Like, nurture this thing. And I promise, your Google will help you in your business. It has helped me tremendously in mine. Yes, it's taken time and effort, but that time and effort has so been worth it. So just know that if you put in the time and effort with Google and you continue to do that, it doesn't take a lot of time, even if it's 5-10 minutes a week or every other week, even just making sure that you're using your Google profile the way it's meant to be used, it will return in an investment for you. Like, it is so worth it. All right. Don't forget, every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern is Transformation Thursday. I really, really, really appreciate you all watching this. I hope that this has been beneficial for you. If you have any ideas of any other topics that you would like me to do on a Transformational Thursday or on a podcast episode, or on a YouTube video, like, got lots of things going on over here. And then also don't forget, if you're interested and you're just now starting to build your business, in the comments below, I have the link for you to join the wait list to get a super amazing discount if you are on my wait list when my courses launch here in the next few weeks. I'm still working on them, but the reason I'm still working on them is because I want to make sure that they are perfect and that they get you from A to Z to launch your business. Like, I am putting so much time and energy and effort into these because it is for you. And I want to make sure that I am doing this correctly and that you have everything that you need. So anyone that is on that wait list is getting a crazy awesome deal. And then also, if you've already launched your business and you're just looking for a community of women to support you, don't forget we have our POC group coaching community. The link to join us there is in the comments below as well. And awesome. Yay. Yes, definitely catch the replay. And then whenever in the membership, the way that works, we have our own app. Every month we have a workshop. Like, the workshop we did this month was on how to find your specialty as a professional organizer. Last month was how to be confident on video, because as local service providers, we have to be confident when we are on video, because we're not just, like a brick and mortar from back in the day. We are local service providers, and we have to know how to not only run the business, now we've also got to know how to do social media and all of that kind of stuff. So I bring workshops and topics to you all where I bring in a guest that has a specialty in something that will help us. And then we also have, of course, the community of members. We have a replay vault that has, I think, like 60 something videos now of group coaching sessions, of the workshops we've had previously. Like, it is such a good community. I love my ladies. And between the replay vaults, if you can come live, which I love when everyone shows up live and we do our group coachings, but it's every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when we meet. We do have one Sunday that I pop in, which is normally the week of the workshop. So if you can't make Tuesdays, but Sunday evenings is an option for you, then you still get a live group coaching session every single month, plus all the replays, plus all the women supporting you in the app and all the good stuff. So if you're interested in that, go join it. It's in the comments. But I love you all. I thank you all so much for being a part of this community and this group and supporting me with the YouTube channel and with the podcast. I promise you, I'm going to keep bringing you fantastic content and all the good stuff. Let me know if you need anything, and I will definitely see you next Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a blessed evening, ladies.